walking around, I'm thinking about this subject because it just kind of came to me. I was just kind of thinking, okay, what would I want to know about? And I got to thinking, I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, those dudes that are referred to, or those people who are referred to as unstoppable. Can you imagine what that feels like? Can you imagine what it feels like to actually be in that class of people who are just designated as having the ability to move and continue to move forward in any direction they choose? Now, I'm talking about people like Oprah Winfrey and well, Donald Trump's one of them. He seems to be unstoppable. He's doing a really good job at what he does. Agree with it or not, he has been very effective at his agenda. He takes care of him, right? What does it take to make that happen? When you look at your life and you look around and you see there's people who just seem to continue to grow and excel and grow and excel. When I look at it, for me, it comes down to focus. For me, when I look at why I am where I am right now, it comes down to focus. It comes down to not so much looking at the things you do every day from an emotional perspective, but from a practical one. You wake up every day and you put your feet on the floor and you stand up, and then there's this list of things that you do. See, you're already unstoppable at the life you're living. If you think about it, you are already doing a lot of stuff every day, consistently. Repeat, 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 repeat. The struggle we face in being truly unstoppable is the ability to grow beyond that on a regular basis. Okay, so you wake up in the morning, you have these obligations throughout the day. It's about changing something so that it adds some direction, some new dimension to your life. Me sitting here right now, me sitting here sharing this story with you is one of those examples. I don't know where this ends. This is something I've started that could possibly never end until I die. It's something that I don't know where it's going. But the ticket, when it comes to this perspective unstoppable, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to wake up every day and I'm going to say, all right, dude, let's do this. Hate it, love it, doesn't even matter. You got to show up every day because people have gotten used to you showing up every day. They expect you to show up every day. And even when you're not sitting in a position like this where you're publicly pushing it out there, where you're publicly saying, all right, world, listen, guess what? I'm doing it every day. I'm going to do this every day. You still take that action every day. Unstoppable people make CrossFit 6 days a week. That's an unstoppable person and has been doing it for years. An unstoppable person gets up every day and works out their entire life. An unstoppable person makes the decision to stop smoking, stop drinking, stop yelling, to stop doing any number of things that are deteriorating the quality of their life. And that designates them as unstoppable. Single mom, got 3 kids, you're busting your butt, working 2 jobs, got the kids all lined out, are hard when you have to be, but you got their attention, you got their respect. You know, that's unstoppable. So if we look at it from that standpoint, let's say you're that guy and you've got that job, you've had that job for 20 years, it sucked the last 5 years, you just can't seem to get through to it, but you just keep showing up every day, showing up every day, showing up every day. We don't see that as unstoppable. We see amazing characters on the big stage. You're already unstoppable. The question is, are you going to pick something new that takes you beyond where you are right now? See, you're one choice, one big deal, one amazing dream away from all of a sudden you're back on the grind with a long list of things you have to do, or maybe it's a short list. Maybe your decision is to spend time playing more disc golf. So instead of not doing it at all, you do it 3 days a week. And every day after work, you load your discs or you pull your discs out of the trunk of your car and you're at a disc golf course and you play. And if you're really cool, if you're really smooth, what you do is you say, hey, honey, let's go ahead and meet up. Or I'll come home and you be ready and get the kids and we'll go play. What? And then you do that day in and day out. You don't know what it's going to do to your life until you try it. And I guarantee it'll make it a hell of a lot better. I guarantee it. There is nothing like waking up every day and spending time sharing stories and talking to someone you love. Especially if they're into it, if they're like, okay, we're gonna make the best of this moment. We're gonna be in this moment until we're not anymore. We're not gonna worry about anything else. We're just gonna dive into it. Those are the type of things that make us unstoppable. People who spend their time, if you're grinding your life out, if you don't have any source of energy in your life, look around. Look at where's your energy come from? Ask yourself that. Where does your energy source come from? There has to be events in your day that bring your energy level out, that bring it up and put fuel in your tank. This is an example. There is probably nothing I will do that is as difficult as this is right now. Every time I sit down here, I go, why am I doing this? It's a fight. But the cool part about it is that there's nothing else in my day that I'm going to face that's going to be this difficult. Everything else is a slide from here. Everything else is just easy from here. That's what makes you unstoppable. You want that amazing relationship? No one's standing in your way. No one's standing in your way from or blocking you from turning into the most wonderful, kind, considerate man on earth, one of the most amazing, tenderest, just giving people on the planet. Except you. That's how people become unstoppable. They say, okay, I'll just do it. Oh, how do you feel about it? Well, it doesn't really matter how I feel about it. I decided to be a podcaster. That's what I'm going to do. I don't care how I feel about it. I've decided to be a pro golfer. It doesn't matter how I feel about it. I get up every morning and I play 5 rounds a day and I practice putting and driving and all the things I do because that's what unstoppable people do. Looking at your job. Jobs are tough. Working is tough, especially if you don't know how to navigate it. I was one of those employees who didn't know how to navigate the employment environment, and it was partly because I was so worried that someone was going to disrespect me or shame me that I walked around and I was ready for war no matter where I was. Now, I say that, but that's not totally me. I spent a lot of time talking to people, guys in prison, about why they think they ended up in prison, why their life took the path it did. And for a lot of them, the response is the same. Well, they just made choices and they realized the consequences, and that's what they did anyway. And some guys, they do it. That's what they do. And it's the same thing with us. If you think about the fact that you're going to do the same thing tomorrow as you did today and the same things you did yesterday. And pretty much you are. Saturdays and Sundays, weekends off might be a little different, but you're going to do that same thing. And that's you're unstoppable in that. You're going to be moving. You're going to be moving in a direction. The only thing to ask yourself is what's next? Where are you going, right? And it's a series of steps, day in and day out, just like this, day in and day out. I show up and I say, hey, all right, I wonder what they're thinking. I wonder what they need today. What you need today is know that you've already established that you're unstoppable because you've been doing the thing you've been doing for a long time now. You've been doing the thing you've been doing for a really long time. And you keep showing up every day. When you start thinking about living your best life, when you start thinking about living the kind of life you want to live, it's just about picking something new and doing it just like you're doing what you're already doing. Now, some people say, well, I don't have time for anything else. If you're not having a bunch of fun, if you're not waking up every day excited about something in your life, then you're not putting any fuel in your tank. And if you're not putting any fuel in your tank, you can't get from where you are to where you should be. People who are unstoppable because they have latched a hold of something that's driven from within. They've latched a hold of some idea or some dream that is connected to who they truly are. It's not some random idea they were given. It isn't, well, I'll get a house, I'll get a car, get some kids. Not to say there's anything wrong with that. I'm not implying that at all. But the shoe has to fit, right? You don't wear someone else's shoes. You don't wear shoes that don't fit. So why would we live lives that don't fit? About being unstoppable. You get it? All right. All right. Hey, listen, I don't know. I'm looking at the world. The world's kind of gone crazy. We have fires, we have riots, we have white people killing black people, we have all kinds of crap going on. So I came up with a plan. I was out there walking and talking, trying to figure out what can I say that will make a difference. I think what it came down to is this. I believe in energy. I believe there's an energy that drives all of this. And I think the way we change that energy is by putting out different energy. There are a lot of people in the world who are struggling, and I found something out. It's really hard to be happy when everyone else is going, Urgh. I mean, I got this image in my mind of a guy standing in a crowd of angry, loud people, and they're going, "Hey, yeah, guys, but look at that, look at the sky, and look, hey, he's not a bad guy. He just doesn't. He just kind of got sideways, and I'm not a bad guy." We're not all hating and doing what we do. We're not making it any better, because if you remember right, energy begets energy. Angry people attract angry people. Angry people attract angry actions. Kind people attract kind people. I got a question for you, not to get off the subject, but I'm looking at the world and I'm just saying maybe it's time for us to step back and take a minute. When you're sitting there and you start looking at your life and thinking about all the things you can change, all the things you can do, be unstoppable at kindness. You know, that faith, that thing that you do, that connection to whatever you believe, the book that you read, whatever it is. When you take a look at that book, you open that book up, pick something from it that adds value, and ask yourself about how you feel. Just pick something from that thing you believe and say, am I making it better? And that will make us all unstoppable. Until next time, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.